All right, well, just about 2 o'clock. Thank you all for coming in. Let me first of all find me. So that's me. If you've never seen me in a webinar before, my name is James Buchman. I've been trading for a while, partnered up with NINZA Co. a while back, and been promoting and trading their products. Very good company, so I was very excited to partner up with them around 3 years ago now. And today we have something quite unique, KingDOM. So KingDOM is basically the Superdome, but you can see it. Instead of just looking at quick moving numbers, you actually get a visual representation of this Superdome. Let me just, I just want to hold on here, just make sure. This is the wrong one. Sorry, guys. I'll figure this out. It's this one. Yep, right. Here we go. Okay, so it's the representation of the Superdome. Now, it's something really important. I want to start with this first so I don't forget it later, because once I get started, sometimes I forget. When I first received this and I put this on my chart, this indicator, KingDOM, was not working, doing nothing. And the reason was because it requires a level 2 data. It requires level 2 data. So when I first got it, I connected, hold on, put you back on this. I connected it to one of my prop firm accounts. So I have a whole bunch, Apex, Bullinox, Tradify, Take Profit, whatever. And I was connecting one by one, just wasn't working. And so when I contacted NINZA Co, they said, well, you need level 2 data. And I never used level 2 data. So I didn't even know it was a thing, as far as I thought it just came with the package from the prop firms. And I guess it wasn't the case. Now, I emailed all of them their support. And when I just looked before the webinar, I still did not receive an answer from them if they offer a level 2 data, or maybe they do and I just don't know how to connect to it. So if anyone here knows if prop firms have level 2 data that they offer, hopefully free, and if they do, how to connect to it. Because what I had to do, I had to use my personal account. I had to use my personal NinjaTrader account. Over there, I do have level 2 data, and that's how I connected, so this tool can work. Now, I was also able to connect my personal account and a rhythmic account at the same time. So you can still trade your prop firm accounts. It's just that I'm not sure at this point if the prop firms themselves offer a level 2 data. So let me see, some of you are typing. So for Apex, it's $10 a month I'm seeing. Um, yeah, I found out that myself once I tried to load it. 39 a month I'm seeing. Um, so yeah, so it looks like if it's available, it costs a bit extra every month. But I just really wanted to make that point first. So this way there is no any kind of confusion or anything. This requires a level 2 data, whether it comes from your own personal account or it comes from the prop firm. It will not work without level 2 data. So I said that, and now we can continue. Okay, so what is this? What's the point of using it? Well, the Superdome at level 2, basically, it lists the incoming buy and sell orders. So eventually, if these buy and sell orders get executed, it would push the market up or down, depending if there are more buy or sell orders that are coming up at different prices. What this indicator does, and it looks like we're going to have a gift at the end, so stay to the end. This is what I said, right? This is the Superdome, and what this indicator does is it creates a visual representation of this Superdome. So if you have more selling orders coming in than buying orders, you have this wall, right? This is the supply wall. And so if there are more orders coming in, this should be pushing the price down until when? Until more buying orders are coming in. But at this point, price should be coming down. You can also see there is this gauge, and I'm going to show you everything on a real chart. So there was this gauge, and it lets you know also here if there are more buying or selling orders coming in. There are also these two, I guess, also kind of gauges over here, also let you know where, who is in control, or at least who is trying to be in control based on number of orders that are coming in and if they are buying orders or selling orders. So this, of course, is good for any kind of trading. Um, you get to customize in the indicator itself. You get to customize what kind of ratio, for example, you want to see between buyers and sellers for something to appear bullish. So I put it on 2 to 1, buying to bear 2 to 1. I think the default is 3 to 1. I used mine as 2 to 1, completely adjustable. You can put it at whatever ratio you want. And again, it kind of lists, just like the Superdome, it just lists everything in a visual form for you. So you want us to just look at quick moving numbers. This is the sell wall. This is the buy wall. Again, this is, then there is also the side panel, which gives you the totals. Again, we're going to see all of that in a real chart. The control panel, so we've seen this on a number of other indicators that NINZA has. This allows you to trade this indicator in full automation. What's going to happen is if you enable the full automation, and let's say your threshold is being achieved that you put in the settings between buyers and sellers, and you have, let's say, more buyers than sellers at the threshold that you specified, this indicator is going to take a long trade. You can then put in your ATM, in your chart trader. You can determine how many contracts, all of that. All of that, we've seen this before. And this would just be taking these trades in full automation. Now, I will be describing in a couple of minutes how I think this should be used. Just understand this is just my opinion based on my trading experience. It's not be all and end all. It's just something that I think there is a certain way of trading it that is effective that I will share with you in a few minutes. This is the gauge I was talking about, right? You're going to see this on a chart. If there are more sellers, it's going to say, more buyers, it's going to say, and obviously if there are more sellers, this dot is going to go more to the left, more buyers, it's going to go more to the right. Okay, so we covered this part. And this is what we'll be talking about soon. The best way of, in my opinion, I should say, in my opinion, the best way of using this tool is not just to let it go, in full automation and let it buy and sell. That's not, I don't think that's what this was intended for. The idea is you want to identify areas of support and resistance. And when price comes to those areas, that's when you want to activate it and look for long or short trades. Now, by the way, you can trade this manually completely. You don't need the automation part. As a matter of fact, I prefer the manual, but I always prefer the manual as opposed to automation. Just gives me more flexibility because then I can judge for myself what is happening. I don't have to rely on something as rigid, let's say, as an auto trader. But that's just a personal preference. So again, the idea is when there is an area of resistance, you want to see more selling orders coming in than buying orders. If price hits an area of resistance, all of a sudden there are a whole bunch of buying orders. Well, chances are this resistance is going to break, so you don't want to be selling. So that's the idea of, I think, the best way of using this tool. Now, let's take a break and actually look at a live chart because I want to do this before, and maybe we can even somehow catch a trade. 1 minute. Let me first of all, before we look at KingDOM, let me see now. Where is it on Zoom? It's this one. Okay. So NINZA has an indicator called supply demand discovery. It's an old indicator. It's useful. It's useful because it helps you identify some turning points, supply demand areas, and that's really where I think this indicator will do best. So the way you would use it, because first you need to understand what is happening. The way you would use it is if price is below area of supply, meaning resistance, you expect to move down until it hits an area of demand or support, right? So you'd be looking short from here, you would be looking long from here. When price arrives at an area of resistance, and all of a sudden you're seeing buying coming in, chances are this area of resistance is going to break. It's going to break through. Now, I don't want to get too technical into this. You would all know this, with enough screen time, enough experience. When price breaks through, it often retests. So if you can kind of extend this line, you're going to see price breaks above, price retest. There might be a quick trap for the institutions to trap some retail traders who are trying to go short. There was a quick trap, and then they go up. They hit an area of resistance, they come down, area of support, they go up. Once again, they hit this area of resistance, but there is buying coming in, so chances are they're going to break through this resistance, retest it. Again, if you can extend this line, if you can extend it, right, it just break through, retest. Here, you would be looking for buying orders coming in. You'd be looking for a way to buy this retest of formerly broken resistance area. Hope I'm not confusing everyone too much. It's pretty basic trading ideas, and I know most of you are fairly experienced. You guys know this, but we're all at different points in our journey. And so if you are maybe newer, you don't know this concept, the idea is when markets break support, they go and retest it from underneath. When markets break resistance, they retest it from above before continuing higher. And there are always tiny little traps, meaning price kind of breaks quickly before going up. That's just how the institutions collect the contracts that they need. And so that's how this works. So that's the idea of using this indicator. Just to let you know, I'm not saying you can trade this by itself, just to kind of give you an idea what is it that you are looking for when you are looking at a chart. Otherwise, if you just enable anything, any indicator, if you just kind of go with whatever buy sell signals they have, it's not going to be as effective as if you are trading while having a plan, right? And your plan should reflect what the market is doing. Okay, so that's just a quick thing. Now let's take a look at the actual KingDOM chart. Hold on, bring it here, full size. Okay, share, boom. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay. All right. So what do we have here? Lots of things, right? So first of all, we have the walls we were talking about, right? This is the buying wall, selling wall. You see how there was more buying coming in and now selling coming in as we are at the session high. Now, I actually expect them to sell off a little from here. Those of you who are in my Discord group who took the US level scores, you of course see that they just hit the daily target on the upside. And normally these targets result in a reaction. So I'm very happy to see they're able to achieve it, but there should be some kind of a reaction lower. And you can see more selling orders are coming in, and we'll see how they're going to deal with this area. So even though we are very bullish and we are at session highs, I would actually be looking to see if we have some kind of selling that could come in. Well, so as soon as I pressed it, um, and the idea is, right, so I mean, kind of aggressive because we are so bullish. It's just that normally there are reactions from these levels. So I can activate the short side, and this is a sim account, by the way. Just another thing I want to make clear. This is a sim account. I'm not trading live right now. This is sim. And again, this is my personal account that is getting the level 2 data, but I can connect a prop firm account to this as well. So you could trade your prop firm accounts with this. So, okay, so target fill, and you see over here, you see this bar. Hopefully you can see it. It's kind of small, but it lets you know why it took this short based on how many selling orders versus buying orders there were here. And again, you don't just want to do it randomly. And now I should disable it. You don't just want to put it on buy and sell and let it go crazy. You want to do it at key levels. The reason I thought, as I said, that we should sell off a little bit because normally there are reactions from daily target. This is a different thing. I don't want to get into it too much, but let's just say this area of between 660 and 670 is very important for the day. It's the daily target for the day for the market, and very often these targets result in a reaction. So now let's take a look. So we have. Let me move this. Hold on 1 second. Move this. This is the gauge, right? This is the gauge we were talking about. So it immediately lets you know in percentage term if the as orders are coming in, if overall we have more buying or more selling orders coming in. These are the walls, of course. These are I don't know what to call those, but again, it's just a way to represent which side is, I guess, winning if it's a game. Which side is winning? So far, of course, from here it was the short side, which is why I was very happy to take the short over here. At least temporarily, it should provide some area of resistance. We have the wall. This is the cumulative. This is the cumulative, right? So it gives you like the full breakdown of the orders. This is this control panel. And here you can enable long, enable short. You can choose how many contracts. You can choose the type of order that you want, whether it's a limit order, a market order, a stop order, whatever. You can, of course, close or cancel an order. You get to put your account over here. And of course, you want your account here to match the account in your chart trader, but you can use the ATM. There are two ways to manage for money management. you can use the ATM from your chart trader, or you can create one within the indicator itself. I just prefer to do it right from the chart trader. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm going to take a small break here and see if there are any questions this way. Sorry if I missed it. Right, so we discussed the level two. As far as I know, and please correct me if I'm wrong, so far you guys are agreeing with me. Level two data is an extra fee. So I'm using level two from my own personal account, and for that I had to pay extra. Apparently, different prop firms charge different amounts for level two data. So I think someone said Apex is $10 a month, which I think is very reasonable. I mean, I'm actually paying more than that on my personal account. So I would definitely be switching over if indeed it's true that Apex is only $10 a month. Let's see any other questions here. Um, why don't you use 1000? No particular reason. The question is, why don't I use 1000 volume? I don't know if there's any particular reason. Uh, I'm thinking just at this point of the day, overall, the volume today has been lower because we are heading toward all-time highs, right? So the volume is somewhat lower, and I thought 1000 volume would just be a bit too much. But there was no magic about. I mean, if you want to use 1000, by all means. I don't think it makes any difference. I just thought 300 might be a bit better. Yes, I am on a volume chart. Now, why volume chart? Um, I just think it's more appropriate. And again, this is just my thing. This is nothing official from NINZA. Because we are measuring the whole thing here is what is is number of orders, right? So each order is a trade. So I thought volume is just more appropriate than let's say a 1 minute chart or something. But again, I don't. There was nothing official from NINZA as far as I know that you need to use a volume chart. I just picked a volume chart. Okay, let's see. Let me just go back. What did supply and demand? Yes, it would work with the ninza absolutely. Yes, they both would. Supply and demand and KingDOM would both work with any bar type, really, as far as I know. Whatever orders appear in the level two data. Again, let me quickly. It's this. It's this. So whatever orders appear here, all this all this indicator does, all this tool does, it gives you a visual representation of the Superdome. And then it could trade it, as we saw, in full automation. Go back to the chart. Okay, let me keep looking for questions. Look. Well, again, I mean, look, I'm not gonna. Um, yes, it's an extra fee, but let's be honest. If it is $10 a month, I mean, it's considering everything else. I don't think it's a huge sacrifice. And if this can help you, right? If this can help you identify greater probability of market direction than $10 a month, I think it's just a no-brainer. But it is extra. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Again, as far as I understand, it is extra. Okay, let me just. Okay, so I think I answered. Um, no, you need level two. This would not work without level two. You need level two. Let's see, I'm just trying to read here. So NinjaTrader, yes, yes. So that's what I'm paying. With NinjaTrader is 41 a month. So that's what I'm saying. If Apex is really only $10, I'll be switching. I'll be switching because I do have a number of Apex accounts. Uh, you're saying it's per exchange. No, well, I have the CME bundle in my personal account. I have the CME bundle, so it's just this one fee. It's not. It's just the one time. It's just the one fee. Why did I choose a 2 to 1? Okay, again, simply personal preference. There is no, the default is actually what NINZA recommends is 3 to 1. I chose 2 to 1. For me, it's good enough. In other words, like the trade I took earlier, if I have twice the number of selling orders as buying orders, to me, and it's already in an area where I expect some kind of a move down, to me, it's good enough of a confirmation. I don't need it to be 3 to 1. But you can make it 3 to 1. You can make it 5 to 1. You know, that is just complete personal preference because I would trade this as part of a bigger plan, right? I'm not just going to trade this completely by itself. So since I'm trading it already, part of a bigger plan, all I need is just some kind of a small confirmation. If I'm looking for a short, in other words, my thinking is give me any confirmation that indeed the short side has a decent probability of working out. That's all I need. I don't need anything heavy. I just need something light. So that's why I used 2 to 1 instead of the default setting of 3 to 1. Okay, let's keep on looking. Okay, oh, why 666? Yeah. Again, in my Discord group, I teach a course, and for us, for example, our target on the downside today was 487. So you can take a look on your charts. The target on the downside being below 580 would get to 487, and it got to 487. So because we were now above 580, the target was 666. Which yeah, so yeah, that's but again, you don't need that. Of course, I always welcome all of you to my Discord group, but you can simply use, as I said, supply demand discovery or anything that has to do with resistance, with support, just any kind of a way of identifying where price should go and at what point it might reverse and go the other way. And that's when you would use KingDOM in a much more scientific way, meaning you wouldn't just have long and shorts, let's go. You would have a much uh, better plan to use it. You would expect, let's say, a move down, so you would enable the short. Now, by the way, let's say I expect a reaction like I did earlier, right? But there were no short orders coming in. At least short orders would not be overwhelming the buying orders. There would not be a short trade, right? Because this will only take a short trade if there is an overwhelming, at least a 2 to 1, right? Because I specified 2 to 1. There had to be 2 to 1 more selling than buying orders to take a short trade. But if I expect a reversal, if I expect a move down, and all I'm getting are more and more buying orders, well, then there was no short trade. They might break right through and keep on going, right? So, again, for me, this tool is used as a confirmation, not as a standalone by itself, go long, go short kind of deal. It's very effective when it's part of a plan. Okay, let's see. Okay, confusing. Well, no, NINZA is a company that makes indicators. This is what they do. Now they make a lot of different indicators, and it's uh, understand that it's not the same kind of an indicator. For example, if I'm going to be, I really cannot compare this, for example, with, I don't know, with Thunderzilla, okay, or um, or super jump boot, right? I cannot compare because it's a completely different thing. Now, could you combine this, for example, with a super jump boot as far as when it creates an area of support, that indicator? Can you start looking for longs? Yeah. Yeah, so you could combine another indicator with this. Now, NINZA, of course, is in business of creating and selling indicators. I happen to believe they make quality stuff. So yeah, they're going to continue to make new indicators, but it does not mean uh, that they're all the same. They're not all the same, just like all traders are not the same, right? You might love one indicator and another one might not do you any good. A different person might find that other indicator really good and this one not so good. So it's all a matter of trading preference. And the reason there are so many indicators is because there are so many ways to trade, right? I mean, we all know that. There are so many ways to trade. All I'm trying to do here is to offer one approach, right? As far as using this with some kind of a support or resistance approach. To me, it makes sense. To me, it makes sense. To you, it might not. But again, to me, the whole point of knowing how many buy or sell orders there are is to help confirm your, let's say, hypothesis where price should go. Sorry to get into long speeches, but I really, I'm trying to give a good answer. Okay, let's see. The good is, yeah, but yeah, that's a good point. Because they have so many indicators, you have a lot to choose from. You don't have to go and jump and buy something. You can do your research. Email me if you want. I promoted a whole bunch of them. So if you have a specific question, you can always email me. I guess I can take us back to the slideshow. Speaking of that, let me hold on. Slideshow is here. Right. Okay. Yeah. So look, if you have a specific question, you can email me. I'll go daytrading at yahoo.com. I will, if if it's a question I can answer, I'll answer. Don't ask me anything that has to do with coding or no, that for that you contact NINZA core support. They're very good. They will answer all your questions. You would only email me if you have a specific trading question. I can answer trading stuff. I can't answer anything that has to do with details about any specific indicator. Okay, let's one second. Let's see. I think we went over most. Yeah, so this is the wall we saw with all the orders. We saw that. This is the control panel, the gauge. We saw all of that. Right. So they're just trying to show you this, for example, would be a 2-to-1 ratio, right? So let's say, and that actually may be exactly what took place when I took that trade. The 15 versus 7, so it's a 2-to-1, and so there would be a short trade if I activated the short side. It would take a short simply because there are more selling orders than buying orders. Now, understand also, this could switch. I mean, we all understand that just because there are more selling orders now doesn't mean there are going to be more selling orders in 5 minutes from now, right? New orders are coming in all the time. That's just important. I mean, I know you guys know this, but again, I don't want to assume anything. Okay, so the control panel, we spoke about that. I guess you guys were so nice. I can show you what is it? The gift. Oh, this. Let me show you. So this is within the indicator. This is what I was talking about. So within the indicator, you can determine, for example, the depth, right? How deep you want it to go. I think I put mine on 10, I believe. But I mean, you can go 50. I think that's a bit much, but you could do that, right? Um, and then the ratio you see here is 3. So I put mine on 2. So my ratio was 2. But you can put it on anything you want. Um, anyway, so yeah, so this is the cost, 436 for a lifetime license. You can take a screenshot before we're going to get to our gift and then more questions. This is with multiple contracts, but same exact idea. As a matter of fact, here it's funny. Here they use demand discovery. I'm sorry, supply demand discovery. Um, this was the first indicator I thought of when they sent this to me, and I was looking at it, trying to figure out the best way to use it, and I immediately just did this supply demand discovery kind of came to mind immediately, just as a way of giving me a picture where these important points are, because I think this is the best way again of using this tool. Oh, they give you a package deal with this, right? Look at this. Oh yeah, so here you go. So you can have, yeah, so you can take a screenshot of this. I didn't even notice, but they actually make it part of it. That's pretty cool. Now, look, if you're experienced enough, you can do it on your own just by looking at a chart. It's just obviously, again, all of us are in different places in our journey. The gift, the gift, Wave Trend Pro. I don't think I ever used it, but interesting. Wave Trend Pro. Again, I forgot to ask NINZA how you get this gift. I don't know. I guess contact their support. Um, I forgot to ask. Yeah, because every time I'm being asked, because they have a gift, and I never quite know how you can claim it. If you know how to claim it, if you've done this before, maybe you can put it in the chat. Let me again go back to this. Let me look in the chat to see if there are any questions. Okay. All right. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yep. Yeah, it looks like I answered everything. Just scrolling through here. I explained the 2 to 1. Raj, so I'm trying to understand your question here. Yeah, so yeah, okay, good. So if a price arrives at an area of support, right? It price arrives at an area of support, then I'm looking, let me see if I can bring the other chart back. Uh, share this. Okay, so let's say price arrives here, okay, and it actually you would not see this, you would not see this, I think, until this bar closes. But I'm looking down and I'm seeing this area of support. I am bullish now, at least until price arrives here. So I'm bullish here. I'm looking to see if there was lots of buying coming in. So if the buying gauge, if that gauge we were talking about is that 58, 60, 62% buying orders, that gives me extra confirmation that yeah, indeed the buyers are in control, the bulls are in control, and I'm just more comfortable going long, right? Same thing over here. We discussed this before. let's say price breaks through resistance. First of all, as it arrives at resistance, I might think, okay, maybe I can look for shorts, right? Because this is resistance. Maybe I can look for shorts. However, just by looking at this, I can pretty much tell chances are, and I don't know that for a fact, but it looks like there were not a heck of a lot of selling orders coming in. I mean, they broke right through this baby. So if there are no selling orders coming in, and buyers are in control, I have no confirmation that this resistance is going to hold. If anything, I begin to be suspicious that they're going to break through. Now, the kind of trader I am, I would not be looking to go long here, but I would be looking for this. I would be looking for this, right? As I'm looking, this, the market will not forget about this. It breaks through like 8 out of 10 times, they're going to retest it. They're going to retest it. So I'm not looking to short. I'm looking for price to come down. And once it arrives back to this window over here, back to these lines, if you can imagine extending these lines, right? Once it's here, once again, I would turn on uh, the buy button, or if I'm trading manually, I just be looking to see if there is a confirmation that there are more buying orders than selling orders, and then I'll be looking to buy. Okay, all right. Hopefully that helps. Let me see. This guy, yeah, hold on, sorry, 1 second. Let me go back. Let me go back. Push this aside and here. So this one, yeah, this is the one you were talking about, right? I think this is just KingDOM, just by itself. And this is the three together. Now, by the way, I don't have a chart with um, super, what's it called, super jump boot. But if you have this indicator, that's another one that I think would be very interesting to work with KingDOM, because Super Jump has dynamic support resistance. So once you see, let's say, support, then you can take a look and see what KingDOM is doing. And if indeed there is buying coming in, so to give you extra confidence to take that long with Super Jump. So, okay. I'm just looking in the chat to see if there anything else. Okay. All right. Well, I don't see any more questions. So, yeah, no, it was really great. I really enjoyed that. Um, I just wish I had a clearer answer for you as far as um, just again, I'm just now looking again at my email, and I still don't see anything from any of the prop firms that I sent a support ticket to. But some of you did say that indeed level two is offered by a number of prop firms, and they actually look like they're cheaper than a NinjaTrader personal account. So definitely the way to go. Just see if anything else. Nope, that looks like it. All right. Okay, everyone. Well, thank you so much. Oh, wait, one more. One more. Is there one more? Want to make sure I answered everything. Well, NINZA will, I'm sure, post a recording of this webinar on the YouTube channel. So that's not me. Again, I'm just a guy who trades. um, but NINZA will definitely put this webinar, the recording of this webinar in YouTube. Okay, so someone now is saying it's $30 a month for from Apex. So I cannot confirm or deny. Again, I can just tell you from my personal account, it cost me $41 for the month for the data. Um, okay, so I'm not sure about this question. If super, well, so in other words, okay, so you know if you have level two, let me show this again. You know you have level two if when you put your Superdome on, let me find mine. Okay. When you put Superdome, you should see more than just one line, right? So your Superdome should have more than one line with numbers of orders if you have level two data. Otherwise, it would just show like one line. If you have a whole bunch, then you have level two. Okay, so I hope that helps. Okay, all right. Well, thank you, everyone. This was fun. Excellent. Good. Any questions? Again, you can always email me. And if it's something I can answer, I will answer. If I can't answer, let me find this again. It's here. If I can't answer, then I will ask you to contact NINZA support. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.